All right. Hello, everybody. On today's podcast, I'm joined by my co-host, Joe Rodriguez, also known as Joerod up on AVS Forum. That's his home away from home. And today we're going to discuss the SIM2, the Nero 4 Ultra, which is getting an awful lot of interest lately, and it sets new standards for DLP. And if you like our content, please hit the thumbs up and the subscribe button. We appreciate it. It goes a long way. All right, let me hand this over to Joe.
Hi, everybody. And speaking of thumbs up button and subscribing, we are a limited time here. We're going to be offering some merch, nothing personal exclusive tumblers. So for a 100th person who subscribes, we will send you one of these. And for our 150th person who subscribes, and yes, we are keeping track, we'll give you our new limited edition t-shirt, and you can pick what size you want. It says nothing personal.
Hey, Joe.
Yes.
Where's mine? I didn't even get one.
That's a good point. We have to get you one. Yours is actually on the way. Okay. And your cup. But anyway, yeah, we're jumping in here. We're really excited today to discuss the SIM2 Ultra Nero 4. This is one killer DLP projector. And as we discussed in previous shows, I've always been huge with Sony, JVC, and the other brands. And SIM2 is not anything that has ever really been on my radar until recently. And I just got to say, I've been, really shocked, surprised. I don't know whatever else I can say to get to that, but it has been an amazing experience having it in our home theater here recently. So jumping right in, let's just go over it. It's a DLP projector. It has everything you can ask for. It's a beautiful case. It's only 6 millimeters thick. It is silent. You can't even hear it on. I had a small fan on in the corner of the room one evening, and I could hear my fan over the projector, and the fan was on low. So that was pretty shocking there to begin with. There's no heat from this thing. So that's one thing that's really bizarre. We usually, when we watch a movie, the wife, she gets, hot in the room because of the projectors are always going and it's above our heads. Well, I noticed with this projector, she actually is one who brought it up. She needed to get a blanket one evening because it was there's no heat coming out of it, and she was getting cold, and she's like, "What's going on?" And she was shocked at that, and that's a huge testament right there alone in my eyes. So that was another nice thing to do. The silence is huge, obviously, and no heat is also huge for many people who have their projectors close to them when they watch their movies.
It's unusual you get a projector with that much brightness, 7,000 lumens, and it's not heating up the room.
That's the big shocker there too. And I just got to say that it's so bright. You can have your lights on halfway if you want. You can still see the image really good, which is also huge. But back to the silent, I think it has something to do with the ceramic phosphor color wheels, the ceramic components. They're actually making this thing extra quiet inside. It's really cool how they did it, their technology. They have some secret mojo sauce going, obviously, because no one else has done this yet. So it's really exciting that SIM2 was able to crack the code to get us there. And then I'm going to do something a little different on today's show. I'm going to go over some screenshots just for fun. This is from Passengers. This I put on immediately. This is just out of the box without me even messing around. I just was shocked at how good Chris Pratt's face looks, close up, really close up. I mean, this is a DLP that looks film-like as well. So that's what a lot of people complain. We go back and forth. DLP is excellent for sports, obviously. It hits all your punches all your spots, but a lot of people always said it's too digital looking. That's why we like JVC, Sony, and they're more film-like type projectors. But this one actually is starting to hit the mark on a lot of our images. And there's a nice picture of the actual cabinet in it up on my ceiling there, as you can see. It's not a large projector at all. I'll even move slightly out of the way so you can see it there. So it for the size, I mean, it's amazing the light it can do and how quiet it is again, and no heat. And here's the actual product picture of it. So again, it's a really nice projector. It's not going to be too big for anybody's room by any means, but yet it packs a huge punch inside of it. So it's amazing what it can do in its size. And since we're discussing screenshots, and I'm showing you some, this is from the Wild Robot movie. This was really impressive. Other projectors, I've taken screenshots before, and I'm not going to do that many comparison pics. In fact, I'm only going to do one in a little bit here. But the lights around Roz's eyes, that's the name of the robot, is usually there's a little bit of extra around it that you can see. Not in this. It's laser fine detail and it's perfect precise. And that lens quality in this projector, I've just got to say is damn good, because it's hard to tell or explain what I'm trying to say, but you just look at the eyes right there. The proof is in the pudding, and it's right there in Roz's eyes. And then again, look at the color here. These aren't even still paused images. These are just, I'm taking it while it's going, and this is how amazing it looks in the pictures that you're getting. You can't go wrong with it. It's a good movie all around. And I think it gets like 90% Rotten Tomatoes too. So I'm not the only person out there who really likes this movie. I'll probably come back to another one of that one because they're all over the place on my little board back here. This is Smile 2. This is shows the extreme black level of this projector. So as we dive into this, this weekend it was being shown in Germany, and there was someone made a comment about not being able to hit the extreme black levels of JVC. It just depends on what you're looking for. This projector actually has that mode. You can go extreme black or Dyna black. When you go extreme black, look at how black it is around her there. That hits your JVC levels. And anyone who wants to say, well, are you sure, Joe? I'm not sure. Obviously, I have every projector around me, close to me, and I compare a lot, and it's pretty easy for me to try and show everybody. Well, right there, I'll try to move a little bit out of the way there. There's your JVC 2200 with the Ultra Nero 4, the black levels. They're pretty close. I know it's hard to tell from images, people are going to say, but if I had them in the same room, it'd be hard to tell. In fact, you can tell one of them is actually sharper. So that's another thing there. And I'm not going to totally bag on other brands or anything. I just want people to take the DLP projectors serious these days, because this is huge that come back to have a DLP projector that can do this. So obviously not everyone wants the JVC deep black with their images. Some people want the Sony and the Epson type. So in that type of mode, this projector is very versatile. Like I said, you can jump into different modes and have where it's Dyna black. You know, I have Dyna black samples where you get it nice and dark and you can still see a lot of good detail. It's more like Sony and Epson. And then we can jump right into extreme black. We can tell it's just, you know, really black. So the cool thing is you can go both ways with this projector. So one might be perfect for sports, one might be perfect for movies, one might be great for those space type movies, the movies that everyone likes to watch late at night, scary movies. One mode might be good for a more colorful movie, like the Wild Robot. Clown in a Cornfield. Not going to totally recommend this movie. We just threw it on just because my wife loves the girl who's in this movie. She's from Ginny in Georgia. That's her right there. Beautiful image, though, all around this movie. That's not a still paused image. I just snapped it real quick while we were sitting there trying to just show you guys a couple examples of it, but it just looks terrific all around. Same thing with this movie. The latest, it was just at the movies. It's out now. Kaleidoscape has it. Final Destination, Bloodlines. The details in this movie are just amazing. Close-ups, everything you can see, just clear. The actresses look really good. I mean, their faces, it's like they're there with you when you're watching a movie. But back to this movie here, The Clown in the Cornfield, I love jumping back and forth. She was in a diner, and my wife, who never says anything about movies at all, pointed out, you know, I can see the reflection in her eyes. I can see the other actors in the lights perfectly. And she was right. I had to go back and look, and I could see in her eyes in this diner, the gentleman across from her, the actor who was playing her dad, you could see his face perfectly in her eyes while he was talking to her. It was really interesting. I don't remember seeing it so detailed like that. And then, of course, Elvis. I mean, whatever's on the screen always looks good. We can't argue that. We'll get into more details of specs on this projector soon. I just wanted to show off some quick graphics on how good it looks when it shows stuff on the screen like this. So there you go. There's some, you can see at the bottom there, some detailed on the Kaleidoscape. The feature on the Kaleidoscape, when you rewind it and play back, it shows subtitles now, but you can obviously defeat that if you want. And unfortunately for sports, I haven't really been able to hit any because we're summertime. So I was just messing around. I got one good little shot of a basketball game moment where you can see, you know, the jerseys, how nice they look, the crowd. This is an action shot, not still paused. He's jumping in the air trying to block his shot. So,
Joe, I just wanted to point out this lens is a newly designed lens specific for this projector in 4K. and it resolves every last detail of 4K, and there's no chroma aberration from center all the way out to the edge.
Now this little clip here, it's only 12 seconds. I'm not adding any sound, so hopefully YouTube doesn't block us. They've been doing that lately with my reviews. This is the new Planet of the Apes movie, you know, Kingdom of Apes. And I was just playing around with it, and I love this full fade to black moment. I call it full fade to infinity black because it just goes complete black. You're in the room, you can't see anything. You can't see your hand in front of your face. You see nothing when this happens here, when he falls into the, right there, goes right in, and then boom, he's passed out, asleep, and then he wakes up and the lights come on lightly. And it's gradual when it comes back on like that, as you can see. But when he goes out and it's boom, gone, pitch black. Now you can set that. There's timers in this where you can set it to how fast the fade to black happens. Obviously, for me personally, I mean, this is taste. I like it instant. So my setting is 0. And right here, just look at them right here. We can go over these settings if you want for a sec here, which a lot of people are going to want to. Now, again, these are taste, but these are what make this projector amazing. So you have your speed there, which is the one that I'll just try to point like this, was talking about, 0 to 160. Now, the default is at 5. And let's discuss firmware update. There's a new firmware update that brings it to 4.04. It was coming with 4.02 originally for us to beta test and play with, and it wasn't fully designed yet. It wasn't there. It was kind of raw, the software. But now that you can update to 4.04, they're coming updated to 4.04. There's a lot more incremental sliders. There's more percentages. Instead of going by 10s, they go by 1s. So 5, I like where they have it set. And you can see the clip there, how it's instant, it's nice, it's fast, it's beautiful. The level, you can adjust your amount of level from 50 to 100%. Now there again, that depends on what you're looking for. Do you want it really dark where you can't see as much shadow detail, or do you want to tweak it back a little bit to where you can see just enough and you keep it nice and dark and black? So I mean, that you just got to play and go with your screen and obviously what you like in your timing. And there's your 0 seconds to 10 seconds you have. That's your full fade to blacks. You can make it where it's, you know, a little bit and out, or instant. So of course, again, I'm instant. I like instant. The black signal, the last one I'll talk about, that one's 0 to 5. 0 is complete infinity black. 5 is, you know, sort of black, dark black, black. But I love infinity black. Obviously, I'm always going to be at 0.
Yeah, Joe, I just wanted to comment. You have the latest JVC, the top of the line JVC, and that fades to black also.
Yes.
Does the SIM2 between the two of them give it a run for the money, or?
It's a definitely run for the money, and I like all this combination, and I have these extra things that I can do with the SIM2. You can pick out what you want to do and when you want to do it. I mean, obviously this is total taste. Some people who like DLP are going to love the DLP and run the DLP. If I'm getting one free and I'm sitting on an island, or let's just do my island thing, I'm probably taking my DLP here on this one. I like DLP in the beginning. Now that I have this amount of sharpness with this clarity, detail, colors, the colors are beautiful.
The colors on this are very accurate without needing to drop a filter in place where you lose a bunch of light output.
And yes, that's the cool thing that I noticed too. And I wanted to point that out. It comes with, you know, obviously the laser blue phosphors, but it has the next gen green and yellow as well. The other DLP projectors always had like a little, like you were saying, like a line type green. This one goes deep dark when you need to. And the yellows, it goes all over the map. So getting back into it with this projector, I really, really enjoy the colors. And again, I know I said it probably 10 times too many, but this is the beginning of the Wild Robot that I wanted to show. There's so much detail in this. The other projectors I have put it up against and looked, I don't see as far back in there. The trees in the back, you don't see the detail. Like in the very far back, you can see these trees way up in here. The other ones, they're like just faded away and they're gone. And then another thing that we have to discuss is 3D. I agree with other people who have said this is the best projector that they have seen with 3D so far. And we do a lot of 3D here. Out of focus. There we go. So the 3D on this projector, it has DLP link glasses that you can use, or DLP link. So you can just have regular glasses and it can do it itself without any help at all. Or you can actually connect the 3D emitter to it. I have so far tried Valerian 3D link glasses, DLP link glasses, and my emitter that I've got, which was an expand emitter I was using with Sony projectors. And I mean, they're both about the same, obviously, the performance. but we like our JVC 3D glasses, and our other expand glasses are probably more comfortable at this point. So until I try other DLP link glasses, I won't have anything else to say, but I will tell you that the image is spectacular in 3D. This is through glasses. I'm trying to take a picture through glasses, so please don't judge everything, but this is coming in your face while you're sitting there. We haven't had a chance to do Avatar. We did do some Titanic, but I won't show any of that because I don't want to offend people or make people freak out. But it looked really good in 3D, like the water, the ship going under, and all that crazy stuff. It was in your face the whole time. And then my poor little guy, I let him try 3D because, he wanted to try it. I did the famous potato codfish scene, and this is through glasses, this image. And yes, it really looks like it is coming in your room. He actually put his head down and tried to hide from it. He thought it was going to get him. So it was kind of cute and funny.
You look like you're about to be eaten.
Yeah, this thing comes in your room like it's going to get you. And this projector, it's so bright, and the clarity, it's amazing, the 3D that we're getting with it. And speaking of clarity, and that, there's your guide, the Kaleidoscape guide. It just looks colorful, nice behind you. It's beautiful to pick a movie. Obviously, the Kaleidoscape menu is amazing. You have all your covers right there. You can shift around and pick your movie, or you can have them alphabetized and just go down the long list and pick your movie that way too. But we like the covers. It's fun looking at all the movies, and you can reminisce while you're looking at them as well. That's a cool feature. And then everyone knows who this guy is from Elvis. I forgot to show that one earlier. That just looks, you can see all the pores on his face. It's just really clear. It's a good image. And of course, this guy here, again, from Passengers, another one that just looks really good. So far, everything we've put on has looked really, really, really good. So I haven't ran into anything issues. A couple of movies that are tough testers is 1917, the stairs scene, obviously. But I talked to the engineers. They've said, and now those particular scenes are really rough. We recommend putting it in bright mode and then moving your gamma to color or vivid. And I'm going to cover all this in my review. And I did do that, and it did look terrific. And you can even leave the movie in that mode, and it looked really good. So we left it that way, and it just looked terrific all around. And no issues there. When he comes out of the stairs, anyone who's not seen the movie, he goes to the end. You can see through the window. He starts walking down there. He's crystal clear. The night looks beautifully black. And there you go. You're back at it. So this is a mount SIM2 cells with it as well. You can pick up this thing here. It's a nice ceiling mount. It connects to the top of the projector. It's simple. Obviously a chief mount will work. Third-party mounts will work as well. I just want to let everyone know that there is an actual mount SIM2 mix that is specific to this projector. I actually am using a third-party mount right now, and it works really well. So, and it doesn't have to be like this, but I'm just saying, if you don't have a mount at all and you want to stick all SIM2 all the way, this is a good game plan to think about going with. All right, now some people are going to ask what the menu looks like. Well, let's jump in. So this is what your menu looks like. You have your HDR, and under dynamic range, you have your HDR slider, and you can go from 0 to 10 for your HDR brightness. Obviously, 10 is going to be the brightest, most prolific image in your face, and it's going to look really good. And I think it's obviously going to be a taste for most people, which one they're looking to do. But I've been leaving it in 10. I haven't even touched it this whole time. We just enjoy it like that. And then you have your gaming mode, your digital zoom, image shifting. Obviously, you can read the screen. I'll have to sit here and read all of it for you. Edge mask is really cool. That's, you can bring in your screen when you have extra access going out of it, bring it in so it doesn't go off your screen, off your border. So that's pretty cool that way. Digital zoom is really nice. You can actually bring it in digitally. That's how great this lens is. You can bring it in or bring it back out, your image within your screen. So you can make it more in your face if you want it by a couple notches. So you have that cool zoom feature that I've been bugging a lot of manufacturers. Why don't you guys have something like this? Well, here it is. SIM2 has it, and you can actually do it, and it doesn't look bad at all. It's terrific. So I'll admit I'm like at a 101 or 102 on mine. That's where I left it. But now I'm back to using my MadVR with it and testing it. So I'm not sure which way I'm going to end up leaving it one day. Maybe I won't need my MadVR, but maybe I will. But who knows? You get a lot of functions with that as well, features. So that's another cool one to look at. Then we jump over display mode. Obviously, I have it in HDR. I think I already had this one up, but I didn't cover everything. Sharpness, you can go, default is 8. You can jump to 10 if you want, or go down a couple notches if you think it's too sharp. Adaptive contrast right down there. That's where you have your Dynablack to extreme black options. which jumping into that one, that's where we got to decide which one that, you know, you want to go with. I don't think I have it on here. I'm sorry, everybody. But at the top, you have Dynablack. You pick Dynablack, and then Extreme Black is blocked out. Obviously, you can't do both. You pick which one you want. So under Dynablack, that's where you get those first sliders we discussed earlier, and you pick which ones you like. But you do this one time. You don't do this all the time, and you set it and forget it. And you might play around a little bit, experiment, pick which one you like the best. And then Extreme Black, you go there. Dynablack is turned off. And then Extreme Black, you have your 0 to 5 black signal. I seriously recommend 0. So that's just another cool thing there. And Extreme Black, obviously, if you're a JVC guy and you're trying this projector and you want to be able to compare, that's what you got to do. You can tell the menu how black it is. There's no noise at all in the black either. That's the cool thing. There's no static noise. I see nothing. It's just clear. It's just there. It's beautiful. And going back in, you can do your other things in here. There's an HDMI out on this projector too. It's pretty wild. You get 2 ins and an out. You've got everything you need on there in the back. It's pretty well set up. It's a good projector with everything that you can want for it. You even have to connect your 3D emitter. You have the BNC out. So I did have to pick up a cable for $10 from Amazon to make that work. But I mean, you know, I'm not complaining. It took a day to get here and it worked perfectly. I'll also provide a link to that one in my review. So if anyone else wants to use an emitter instead of the DLP link glasses, it'll be in there for you. And then back into just some of the regular stuff under, you know, the information. You know, it tells you your source, obviously, your signal formats. You got everything you need right there. I'll try to move a little bit out of the way. And then you obviously can hook this up with Ethernet as well, this projector, which is really cool too. I ran a cable just to do it for the heck of it so I could see what it would look like. I thought that that would be the coolest thing to do. So I've never done that with a projector before. So that is the first time I've done that.
Joe, is it the case where you can log into somebody's projector remotely and take over and go through the settings for them?
We have been told that we will have the capability of being able to do that. So from here, I can log into your projector and set it up how I like it. My settings that I am using like right now, that looks good on my screen. If you have a screen similar, obviously, but if you don't, then I can sit there and play with it and tweak it to what I think might look good. And obviously you'll be sitting there on your couch telling me if it looks good or not. And we can play with it together and make it look perfect. That's the cool thing.
It's amazing. They didn't leave anything out with this thing.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying. They left nothing. No stone unturned, I call it.
Yeah.
I'm sure some people will complain about a couple little minor things with it, but I'm having a hard time finding anything to complain about with it. You know, the image is just terrific all around. Everyone, like I said, I don't usually hear much from the wife at all about projectors, but she's been talking about this one and she scheduled a couple of mom's nights. I have a couple of demonstrations coming with people as well. They want to see it, but let's talk about the remote for a second here. It's probably hard to see, but it lights up a nice blue. It's hard to see with our lights in here, but it's nice. I mean, it fits good in the hand. It's comfortable. It's easy to spot everything on it. Your menu's right here. Your light to turn on and off right below it. You got a lens button. You have an iris button that turns off the image instantly. You've got gamma right there on the front. I mean, it's just really nice. You can go right to it, and color settings are right there. It's easy to go to. You can go right to the Dynablack and Extreme Black's button. It's really nice that they did that. And obviously all the inputs are at the bottom, and which is really cool. I like that they did that because a lot of companies don't put directed inputs on their remotes. So they thought of everything with this projector. So full disclosure, I'm actually a salesman and I am selling this projector as well. So take everything with a grain of salt if you like. Don't take my word for it. Use your eyeballs. I'm showing you this here. I know everyone's going to say it's a screen, it's pictures, but seeing is believing. And if you have a chance to demo this projector someday, do not miss it because I've had them all here. I'm a reviewer / salesman, and I'm now at the point where I'm focusing a lot on what I like best in my home theater, and this is one of the projectors right now that is there, and it's going to probably stay there for a really long time. So let's go over it again. So about up to 7,000 lumens. Terrific. We're hearing it's got terrific native contrast, which I can see, but I'm not going to go over measurements because I don't want to be accused of inflating numbers. So I will say that it's just beautiful all around. Everything that we've seen with exceptional color, the colorimetry, you name it, 95% coverage of your screen. You can't go wrong with a projector like this. And if you're looking for the sharpest, brightest, best color, great black level, you're not going to do anything better than the Ultra Nero 4 from SIM2. They got a winner here.
And this thing goes all the way to black, lasers off, correct?
Yep, all the way to black, lasers off. We love it. And I love the feeling that you're that immersed in the room. Now, other projectors can go black like that, but not this quick, not like that. I've not seen it. It's complete boom out. And it's really cool. And it's almost scary for a moment too, especially when you're watching a scary movie.
Well, add to that, there's no sound with the projector. So it's
You're
almost
right.
like your system turns off.
Yes, it's almost like everything is off in your room and you're just sitting there.
And then
And
you
sometimes
panic.
when it's pitch black and you still hearing something in a scary movie, and people do get scared. I've had a couple people freak out already watching a couple of those movies that I already showed you a couple of screenshots from. It's a humbling experience to be sitting there and be like, oh my gosh, it's pitch black. I can't see around me for a second, and you hear someone scream in a speaker behind you. There's a big group out there that still believe and love 3D, and you can see it. And with this new projector, the excitement coming back, there's other people who are already talking to us about purchasing this projector because they want 3D. So that's a crazy thing there.
You know, this is SIM2's re-entry since COVID back into the US market, and they're doing it right. They're making a pretty big splash. They hit a home run.
Oh yeah, they've got a great name from the past. Everyone remembers the Loomis and the native contrast on that thing, and how beautiful of an image it was. This Ultra Nero 4 is coming right back. It's a good ode to it. They should have almost called it a Loomis something just to get people more. But you know what? I like Ultra Nero 4. It's a cool name. It's a
Yeah.
good looking projector, and it's more importantly, it's quiet and no heat, like we said. And you can't go wrong with something like this in your room. It's a wife friendly as well. That's all I'm going to say.
Very good. All right, Joe. Thanks for sharing what you shared with us. Keep us updated on this. If there's any new software updates, maybe we can do another episode down the road.
I would love to do that. And again, everyone, please like and subscribe. We've had a lot of people talking about our show, and
Yes.
I'm enjoying all the comments and the messages I've been getting. And our last food show, again, has over 10,000 views, I think going on 12,000 about now, and shows how much we like our food in our country. And I've actually had a few people ask me if we do a show on popcorn. You know what? I think we should do a show on popcorn. Let's go back to the 30s and 40s when it saved the movies back then, and we'll go over how it did it and why it did it. I'm excited. That's something like that sounds like a fun thing to do. So again, my favorite line is thanks for popping by. There it is. Thank you, everybody.